Dear Ad Hoc Studio, when can thou play Season 2 of Dispatch? A new episode was supposed to come out, but I've come to learn that the 8th episode that I have played, 'tis the last of the season. My disappointment is immeasurable, as I have grown to love this game, its characters, and its stories. I love this game so much. From start to finish to the star-studded voice cast, we got Robert Robertson III, who's played by the legendary actor Aaron Paul. He plays such an interesting character. Like, you can't help but fall in love and just listen to whatever words come out of his mouth. If I had to choose a main character, it would probably be Sona. He's just hilarious, and I love hearing him speak. Yes, that does mean that I did fire Coupe, but like I couldn't really bring myself to fire a moist critic Sona. It just didn't feel right. I'm a big fan of his as well. This isn't really a think piece. It's more of a story. It's just kind of a rant of just my appreciation, my experience with the game, because I did really enjoy it. So with the ending I chose, or the route I was going through, it was with Invisigal, so her embracing heroism. I'm very happy with the ending I received. I believe my first run, I couldn't stop Coupe from... Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. I couldn't stop Coupe from destroying downtown, so yeah, that's my bad. Which means in the ending, I didn't get Coupe to... I couldn't forgive Coupe. They didn't give me that option. But if I could, I would. What else? I chose Waterboy over Phenomenon. Because, like, Waterboy was adorable. I liked him. It was a bit weird when he did the whole on the computer. That really threw me off.
Oh, you too.
Oh my goodness. But, like, in my run, especially in episode 8, my man was pulling off miracles. Like, he was clutching my game. He has the worst stats, the lowest percentages, but like, he was doing so great. So when I first started the game, you get presented with the option if you can kiss Blonde Blazer or not. Me personally, I did not. It just didn't really feel right. Because let's say for me in real life, I would not be kissing someone I've just met like 20 minutes ago. We're still, close to strangers. And you know what? Thank goodness I didn't, because we got Omni-Man coming in episode 2. So, I drew the good stick. I don't know how the expression goes. The long stick? No. I didn't draw the short straw. Music has always been a big thing for me. I really like the music that they chose for the end credit scenes. I think for the first one there was Seasons Change. I forgot who that was by, but that one was a very good song. And then in episode 2, this one really threw me off, but it was Pound Cake by Thought Squad. I really like that one. It grew on me. I like that one. I guess my favorite end credit song would definitely be episode 5. If you know, it's basically just Flambe grilling Robert, and it's pretty funny. My favorite song that came out of this game, or not came out, featured in this game, was A Radio by Bershi. That song is so addictive. It's such a good tune to like listen or groove to. Like, I can't help but move when I listen to it. It's just really good. If you haven't listened to it, you should give it a try. So as of now, I've completed this game twice. That's kind of the whole reason I actually am recording and making this video after completing the second playthrough. I was trying to platinum the game. I couldn't platinum the game because the other achievements involve like romancing Blonde Blazer. The problem is I couldn't do that. Some of the choices would be like to go to dinner with Blonde Blazer or go to the movie with Invisigal. When I got presented those options, even for the second time, I know it's my second run,
and I already did it before. But I'm going to the movies. No regrets. I have no regrets.
I went to the movies. I couldn't really help myself. She's just ah, she's just so. I'm trying to think of the words. It doesn't matter. When I was in that locker room in episode 7, every time she leaned in to kiss me, I'm leaning in myself. I could not resist.
What's going on?
Am I getting hugged?
No, you get a kiss, bro.
Oh.
Please.
Wait, let it play out.
What the heck's going on? How far is this gonna go?
It was like damn near impossible for me to deny her advances. Even if it was technically sexual assault, I couldn't really, like, I was like in a trance. I couldn't really say no. Well, I could say no, I just didn't really want to. Like trying to romance Blonde Blazer, it felt like I was like cheating on Invisigal. I wasn't even dating her or anything. It just felt like I was cheating on her, so I couldn't really go through with it all. So yeah, second playthrough, romance Invisigal as well. But I did change some things up. I instead of firing Sona, instead of firing Coupe, I fired Sona. So I had her on my team, and I also had Phenomenon on my team. Yeah, so yeah, those characters actually make it made my run very, very different. Now, I love Sona. He's awesome, but that when in dispatching missions, he is a bit of a wild card. Why? Because his ability involves him. You have no control, by the way. Well, not that I know of. He switches between a human form and a monster form. So in human form, his stats are like more branched towards being smart, but in monster form, his stats are more towards like fighting, combat, and vitality. So you don't have full control over it. He's a bit of a wild card, but in Coupe's case, when I was using her, her abilities make it very simple. You have full control. You can either choose her to be a combat-based hero or a speed-based hero. So you have a lot more control over that. But Phenomenon, you'd think he'd do well, right? He's got great base stats over 3 areas in combat, in vitality, in speed. And he can go to and from missions very quickly because he can fly. Bro, he is the worst roster hero. He made me miss Waterboy. Like, I couldn't even believe that. Yeah, so he like super sucks. If you fail one mission, oh my goodness, he gets depressed for 45 seconds. As in, you can't do anything with him. You can't bring him out of rest. You can't do anything with him for 45 seconds. It just sucks. And his powers, oh my goodness, his powers involve him being, you can give up the depression, so you won't be depressed if you failed, but he will give up flight, which is the only thing that made him good. Yeah, his ability involves him giving up flight in return for not getting depressed. And I hated that because the whole point of him is having really good base stats to the point where he can just solo missions and he can fly in and out, so I didn't really have to worry that much. But if he fails or anyone else fails, he gets depressed. He made me miss Waterboy. Bloody Waterboy. And his abilities don't even compare to Waterboy. Waterboy, in my first run, literally clutched episode 8 because he has this ability to not heal one person. He can heal 2 people, which is that's just so busted. Like, that means I don't have to use Malevola or a power-up to heal a person. I can just use Waterboy and he can heal both people, which is just, oh my goodness. No, I know I said, I fell for Invisigal. I chose her route and all that, romance her. But if Malevola was a choice, it's game over. Oh my god, she's so wow. I mean, hot. She's ripped, standing at a 6'6", like oh my goodness. I've never wanted to be manhandled. Never even thought about it. But if she was presenting the option, I'm totally open to that.
Malevolent? What is she doing?
Why are you here?
Flambe was another character. He grew on me. I didn't like him, when he was first introduced. He just was like the bully and all that. But he grew on me. I'm a sucker for redemption, and he really brought his A game. So he ended up being one of my highest stats heroes anyway. Like I used him a lot. I don't think there's any characters I hate. I love Golem. I love Chase. Chase, oh my, Chase, I love that guy so much. If anything happened to Chase, I would be so mad. Especially, I think it was episode 6 when he does his one last run, comes in, saves Invisigal, and we see him fall to the ground. Yeah, I had to wait a whole week to see if he either lives or dies, because if he died, I might have seen Invisigal in a new light. That was the closest I was to just dropping her. But, luckily he didn't. He's fine. He even got like a new set of powers from Blonde Blazer. So I think we're all good. Punch Up is another character I really like. He's hilarious. He's funny. I love Jacksepticeye. I'm a big fan of his. So seeing his performance on screen and him smashing it, it's just great. Especially all those like shining moments he has in the bar fight. We get to see his special move, which also gives a bit of a clue on why he's called Punch Up, and I love that. Episode 8, he does the Henry Cavill arm reload, and we see him performing a special move on Toxic, who we saw from episode 1, and he's just beating him up because he's got like super durable skin or regeneration against Toxic, who's got like this poisonous skin, and it just cancels each other out. So he's just performing a special move on that guy. Royd is an absolute unit, and he's the definition of what you call a total bro. I love that guy. What else? Prism. She's great. She is charismatic. You can't help but like fall in love with her. And this was such a baller move. But in episode 5, episode 5 in the bar fight scene, and she's like holding her own, but she's also performing whilst all the bar fight is happening. So she's performing a song, and it's a fire song, Who's Depressed. And then, 2 guys come up, they try to jump her, and she blinds them. Not temporarily, but permanently.
She temporarily blinded me!
What you mean temporarily? It's blind forever.
That's awesome. I love her. She's awesome. Blonde Blazer is awesome as well. Powerful, beautiful, blonde. And they don't do that thing in anime. So in a lot of animes where the bodies are so out of proportion, that kind of thing. And it makes sense. She's a very big, muscular person, so it makes sense, and her body's in proportion. I like that very much. And, she's also very kind. If it weren't for her, and Chase, they probably wouldn't have a second chance at being a superhero. I will say the one thing I didn't like is how she treated Phenomenon. She treated him as different, she saw him as like not a person, because he's not of this world. He's from another world, that another planet came to this one, and she doesn't treat him as a person. So I didn't really like that, because in my second playthrough, getting to know Formula Man, I just felt bad for the guy. But that's really my only dislike of her. Being honest, I probably would have romanced her, but that was only the case if, the other option wasn't Invisigal. So, it was impossible for me not to fall for Invisigal. Your competition was a bit hard, Blonde Blazer. So I'll basically end this by saying, thank you, Ad Hoc Studio. I loved your game. You developed such a fun and interesting game. You had me looking towards every Thursday. It's Thursday for me. I'm in Australia, so different time zone. Yeah, so thank you for the experience. Looking forward to season 2 because, that's definitely in development or in the talks at the very least. Thank you for watching. Play Dispatch if you haven't.
Who's I'm a bitch? My name's Brian. Yes, such a bitch. A guy named Brian. I'm a bitch. Yeah, I'm a bitch. I'm such a fucking bitch.